We have made clear privately and publicly that Representative Adalita Grahava should be sworn in immediately, without delay. Mike Johnson swore in 2 Republican members of Congress immediately after their April 1st special elections were concluded during a pro forma session when no one else was even around. And that was done by Republicans because they wanted to jam their one big ugly bill down the throats of the American people so they could rip away health care, steal food from children, and enact massive tax breaks for their billionaire donors. Republicans acted with great urgency to swear in 2 right-wing members of Congress to do in the American people in order to reward the wealthy, the well-off, and well-connected. But now, at this moment, Representative-elect Adalita Grahava, who won by much wider margins than those 2 Republican members, there is no dispute or controversy relative to her election. And so many of us are asking the question, why the delay, Mike? What's the delay with respect to Representative-elect Adalita Grahava? Does it have anything to do with Republicans' continuing effort to hide the Epstein files from the American people? Inquiring minds want to know. Thanks. 3rd row. You?
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
I got that right? 3rd row.
Yes.
All right.
This is actually for Whip Clark,
Okay.
and Leader Jeffries, feel free to as well.
Okay.
Just curious what steps you're taking right now to make sure that back pay for federal furloughed workers is guaranteed under the 2019 law.
We have already taken the steps necessary because, as you pointed out, that is the law that Speaker Johnson voted for. So we know what the law says, and we know that we cannot continue to stand by when the President of the United States says, you know what we're going to do? We're going to continue to make an already painful shutdown even more painful. You know, sort of on the theory that, you know, until morale improves, the beatings will continue on the American people. And it's all about harming workers. So, and now he's saying, well, maybe it won't withhold the pay for people who are working without pay for everybody, just those non-deserving workers. Mike Johnson knows the law. Donald Trump knows the law. The workers deserve pay. And that's full stop. That is something we voted on in the first Trump administration. He signed that law. So this isn't up for some sort of legal interpretation. That is the law. But that seems to be very out of vogue with this version of the Republican Party. But the law is clear, and we are going to stand here for workers who are being put in the position of having to show up for their jobs and do their work without pay or be sent home and furloughed, and hope that the Republicans come back to Washington and end their shutdown and get people back to work.
I want to give Nanette Barragan an opportunity to respond to the Representative-elect Adalita Grahava situation. Nanette, of course, is the immediate past chair of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus.
Well, thank you. I want to echo the leader's remarks and say, look, the Congressional Hispanic Caucus is at the largest it's been. You're going to add a new member. She was duly elected. She's ready to work. She's been showing up here. It's a real disservice, and I think a slap in the face to those constituents that voted for her, that she's not being sworn in to be able to do her work as an official member. And of course, we know that she is set to be the last signator on the discharge petition. So I continue to implore the Speaker to do the right thing. I believe he said yesterday he would get it done, and then they walked it back. But we have a Latina from Arizona who's ready, and able, and let's not disenfranchise those voters as they have to sit and wait until the speaker thinks, this political game ends. We should all really call on him to swear her in immediately.